Welcome to Mixologist. Now, on this episode, on this video, I just wanted to show you a very special carb before I ship it off to Australia. And this is a series of carbs that Holley made for Chrysler Mopar with for the 440 kind of 383, and I really love these carbs. And one of the things I love about them is its kind of quirkiness and bespokeness. Because a lot of the stuff in these carbs, whilst they look very similar to a normal list 1850 600 CFM carb, they are quite different. So let me take you through the basic difference between these carbs and the normal ones. And the first difference is here in the base plate, because these are the only series of carbs that have a square ball mounting pattern, which isn't square, it's a rectangle anyway, but they call it the square ball. And basically in normal square balls, this is a scrap base plate. In a normal square ball, all the holes are exactly the same size. So this used to be a 600 CFM one, but this one, you see that the secondaries are much larger than the primaries, and all of this mounted still in the pattern of a square ball mount, which again is something that is unique to this series of carbs. They made a few models like this, and this is just one example. Obviously they've got kind of the Chrysler specific linkage. And the other thing about this carbs also is it's a vacuum secondary actuated carb, and the normal spares for the Holley carbs, they don't fit in here, they don't work. Why? Because this is a normal Holley one, as you can see, there is a hole in here, and this is like a leg that actuates above. So this is a specific part. It wouldn't work if you try and use a normal Holley one. I love this. So this is basically a product done by engineers, and that's probably why Chrysler went bust. Feel free to put a lot of comments of abuse about that. Now, and one thing I really like about this carbs is, for example, look at this. This is the vent for the primary flow bowl. Now, the way that you adjust this is by just bending this stuff, which is I don't know, very crude, but I like it as well. These carbs also have, if you can see here, they've got a brass kind of balance tube, which is quite rare. Especially the older Holley carbs had it. And the other thing that this carb has is it's got what is called a divorce choke. This one hasn't got a choke in particular, and it's going to Australia. You don't need a choke in Australia, but you've got so the basic functioning of the carb is, if you've got a choke pull off here that is vacuum operated, and you've got like a lever system that actuates the choke flap. But in Chrysler carbs and some GM products as well, they had this, and that's why it's called a divorced choke, is they have a thermostat that is mounted on the inlet manifold, and that thermostat is heated from the inlet manifold, and that is what operates the choke. Now, I don't particularly like that system. I think it's very difficult to get good parts for it in this day and age. So it's quite kind of cumbersome, but it's still quirky, and it gives it that kind of quirk to this sort of carbs. One word of warning that I have about these carbs is that you cannot rebuild them with a standard Holley kit that you get these days. they don't work. The gaskets for the secondary are different. Obviously the gaskets for the base plate to the body are different. The gaskets to the metering block are different. So if you buy one of these, you're not going to be able to fix it, basically. So you need to buy a specialist kit from a specialist supplier. But yeah, and apart from that, you can see that there's got, obviously Chrysler had more kind of vacuum outlets here. You've got this, which is specific to this car, which is at the back, and kind of normal Holleys haven't got them. You see here, you can see here, they have this whole area here, and actually this makes for a much stronger base plate. I think these castings are really good. They're really solid castings. I really like them. So yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of this carb, which is quite a rare carb, before I just pack it and send it off to the land of Oz. Thank you.